What's going on, guys? It's Kirby's DS Daddy, acting COO and head of media for Samurai Blood Clan, back with another video. Guys, this is sort of a follow-up video to the last video here, and for those of you who did not watch the last video, basically going over the new Walking Dead skins that have come to Call of Duty. The MWIII skin, and also the Rick Grimes skin. And I just kind of gave my opinion and perspective on those skins, what I thought about them. To make a long story short, the overall consensus from the viewers and commenters was that they did not like my take, and they were very boisterous, to say the least, in the comments section. So what I want to do today is just kind of go over some of these comments, address them, because there's just too many to respond to via, replying in YouTube. Now, what I do want to say before we get fully into the comments here is I don't truly believe that all these comments are actually real and legitimate. And you might be wondering, well, what do you mean by that? What I basically am saying is I do believe some of these comments are plants. I don't fully believe that they are actual people commenting on this video. We have a lot of enemies out there. Samurai Blood Clan is no stranger to our enemies. We have the likes of FaZe Clan and Dino Alpha Squad, two rival esports organizations that we've made multiple videos on, and I'll show them here. Check those out for more info on them. And then also, we have been known to speak out against Activision. We want to make change for the community. But without further ado, let's get into some of these comments. This guy writes, "The show is still relevant, bro. This isn't for you. This is for everybody." I'll argue that the show is not still relevant. And I'll use this to kind of address this. A lot of the comments on this video here stemmed around the idea that I said The Walking Dead is an irrelevant show. I'm sick of irrelevant TV series being put in this game, and I still stand by that. Most people are using the basis of proving me wrong by saying, well, this new series just came out, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that that's a fair argument. And why do I say this? Well, just because a new series or a new spin-off of Walking Dead came out still doesn't change the fact that it's The Walking Dead. I get, maybe they changed some characters, this or that. The concept is still the same. This commenter says, "The Office sucks. The Walking Dead all the way, baby." I disagree, and I'll say this for a few reasons. For those who didn't watch the video, what I basically said is I don't want Walking Dead skins. I want skins that are Office themed from the popular sitcom The Office. And I want like a Dwight, a Jim, and a Michael Scott skin. I would have loved to see a Dwight skin. I would have loved to see a Jim skin. Have I ever watched The Walking Dead? No. Why? Because I think it's a terrible series. That's why. And I won't watch it. I refuse to watch it. I'm sick of the zombie aesthetic. Are we still living in 2010? When are we going to get off this whole zombie craze? Zombies are old news. How many zombie shows have been done? How many zombie movies have been done? It's just a rinse and repeat genre that is just old. It's all been done. Now, what's one thing that I feel has not been done? A sitcom about an office, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is a very creative idea. It's a relatively boring environment that they've taken and made into a comical show. And I feel like that's a very creative concept. But, world ends. Guess what? Zombies. Oh no, fight for our lives. You know how many times that concept has been done? I'm sorry, but I will stand firm in my stance that The Office is always going to be better than The Walking Dead. So, and this one I like too. I made a comment in the video on how I want to feel like I'm in the military when I play this game. I bought this game to play military, to play army, to feel like I'm in the military. I like to get immersed in it. I like to use callouts. Hey, left flank, watch your 6. I'm launching cruise missile, and then I'll give out coordinates. Coordinates 3, 5, 9, 7. Coordinates 3, 5, 9, 7. I do stuff like that just to kind of get in the character of it. I think it really enhances the experience for all the players. But this guy comments, "As a ranger in the Army, games are nowhere close to being in the Army or the Navy. If you wanted to feel that, you should have joined the forces." And I beg to differ. I have seen multiple videos on Call of Duty and how close they've gotten the gun mechanics right and everything like that. So I do believe that it is fairly close to being in the actual military. And in the future we could have Call of Duty VR. It's something that I'm trying to pitch to Activision. And I think with the introduction of Call of Duty VR, most people will honestly not be able to tell a difference whatsoever. And man, will that be a day. That's for sure. And then, so again, someone brings up the fact of me saying that I wanted to feel like I was in the military in this game. But then he points out that I'm quickscoping my commentary, which is obviously not a true military practice, which I would actually argue that. Within the realm of is it possible in real life? Yeah, sure. I think quickscoping is possible. Do we experiment with it? No, but I do think it's something that our military should start experimenting with more. I don't see any reason why it's not possible. Bro literally contradicted himself with saying he wants The Office in the game, which was released nearly 20 years ago, but is complaining about The Walking Dead releasing a decade ago. Also says he doesn't want normal-looking people, but wants Jim, who is a normal-looking person. Terrible take, buddy. Yeah, I get what he's saying here. From their point of view, I say that The Walking Dead's a ridiculous skin pack to have. They're normal people. Having Walking Dead characters in the game, the way they look in that post-apocalyptic attire that they wear, they blend in with most of the standard just stock skins. And I feel like that doesn't justify buying them. With The Office, seeing Dwight Schrute or Jim in office attire in the middle of a war zone doesn't really justify normal anymore. And I think people missed that point in what I was trying to say, that maybe in the sense of where you work at your everyday, that's normal, the office you work at, but in a battlefield scenario, a guy in a suit and tie with an AK-47 is not normal, and that is my whole point in what I'm trying to portray. This commenter says, if you had a spine, you'd stop supporting this stupid company completely. You'd stop buying their new games, and they'd be forced to change their ways if enough people would actually stop paying them. But this is always the tragedy of the COD fanbase. They pay large sums of money to this incompetent company, but also blank and moan about how bad the company is. Just spineless people overall, not understanding the simple concept of choices and consequences, and that actions speak louder than words. I think there's one big flaw in what you're saying here, and that's the fact that you think myself or anyone else who's playing the game is completely fed up and unhappy with it. A lot of things aren't always this or that. There's sometimes a middle ground, and I would say I have a middle ground on this game. I think there's some aspects of it that I do like, and obviously there's aspects, as I've discussed, that I don't like. Does it justify me quitting the game totally? No, I'd still enjoy playing the game. I don't think it warrants me going on strike per se, but I will let my voice still be known and hope for some change, if that makes sense. This comment says, this dude is a Reddit user. You can hear it in his voice. Actually, I don't use Reddit, but while you mention it, we do have a Samurai Blood Clan Reddit. If you guys would love to follow it, that'd be great. I'm posting it up right here, right now. Samurai Blood Clan Reddit.com. This user says, you say, and this is worth $24, which I did say that. The Walking Dead pack in the game is worth $24. And I do say that a lot in the video. Why would I pay $24 for a skin? But then this user says, the way you say that makes me think every piece of that bundle costs $24. It's a bundle. It's a bundle because it's $24 collectively. But I understand maybe there is some miscommunication there. I'm not holding that against you. I don't know how many people really felt this way, though. He says you kind of make it more expensive than it is, and in fact, a real Walking Dead fan like I am would buy that even when I am broke. I got this video recommended because I love the Walking Dead kind of, and it almost made me cry to see that it gets blanked for being in a game where you can freely choose whether you buy it or not. No one is forced. And I totally understand that, and you are fully entitled to your opinion. But as well as you are entitled to your opinion, and you have the ability to critique the video and put in your own take on the video that I made, I have the ability to critique and put my own take on the skin pack that Call of Duty made. I'm in no way talking this bundle down. I think I'm laying out the facts pretty clear. $24 for that bundle is ridiculous, and I don't think there's any way around it. You get one skin, a few guns, but tell me why $250 justifies a digital pack of very average guns and just very average items. I don't think there's any way around it. I get some of you probably clicked on the video thinking this guy's probably going to talk all rainbows and sunshine about The Walking Dead, but you were sadly mistaken. I get that I have the choice not to buy this game, but where I'm annoyed is I paid $70 for this game, correct? I'm paying for the overall experience. And the time it took Call of Duty to design these Walking Dead skins and release them, something else could have been designed and released in their place is my point. And with that, it in a way is wasting my $70. You sold me on the COD point Bitcoin idea. We can call it CP coin. What this guy's getting at is I had this idea, and I talk about it more in the video. Feel free to refer to the video for what I mean by this. Essentially, my idea is that we make COD points into a reusable currency, or a currency that can be used outside of the game. You know, I feel like it's kind of unfair that we buy these COD points but are only allowed to purchase things in Call of Duty with it. It sort of traps us into just keeping it there. So my whole idea is we establish COD points as somewhat of a Bitcoin, with a value, and we're allowed to use that at your local Walmart, your local grocery store. You can buy groceries with it. Let me know what you guys think on that. That's a video that's going to come up with more details. I'm going to make a longer form video on that in the future, so stay posted for that, guys. So I did make a comment where I said I wanted to feel like a Navy SEAL when I play this game. That's what I want when I pay $70. I want to feel like a Navy SEAL. And this user writes, if you want to feel like a Navy SEAL, play Ready or Not blanking COD. I've heard of Ready or Not, and it is a game I probably will play in the future here, so stay posted for that. We'll probably do a full-on game review of that. So overall, guys, my final thoughts. All of this talking and arguing is great. What I really want to just kind of close this video on is, well, how are we going to fix this? And I think there's really only one way to fix this. The skins need to be completely scrapped and removed from the game. They need to be completely taken out. Anyone who's owned the skin needs to be refunded, and they need to go back to the drawing board and come up with something else. I just think it's unacceptable. I don't think it's fair to the Call of Duty community, and I get there's some people who may not like this take, but in the long run, I think you're going to be glad to get $24 back that you can spend on something else. But guys, I hope this answers some of your questions, and I do believe that some of these comments aren't truly you guys. I do believe that it is FaZe Clan. I do believe it is Activision, Dino Alpha Squad, trying to reduce our credibility. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, what you have to say about this. And with that, guys, this is Kirby's DS Daddy, acting COO and head of media for Samurai Blood Clan, signing out. Thanks, guys.